Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome today to my review of the Phoibos Proteus, their brand new $300 300 meter dive watch. Before I go any further, this watch was sent to me for free by the company. I don't have to send it back. Additionally, I'm a Phoibos affiliate. What that means is in the description of this video you'll find a discount code JOMWA10 getting you 10% off this Proteus or anything else you like from the Phoibos website. Now you may think that as a consequence I'm going to puff this watch up in the hope that you all buy two each and I can finally put the down payment on that desert island that I've always promised myself. But I'm not going to do that. It's not a bad watch, don't get me wrong. There are many watches that would be a worse way to spend $270 US. I just don't think it's a great watch. Phoibos have only been in existence for 4 years and I think they've made a number of great watches in that time. PY007, their Submariner clone, was fantastic. The Eagle Ray GMT Quartz and the Eagle Ray Bronze, I think all great watches, all pretty much up there with the best in class. What did you notice about all of those watches? They're all sold out, you can no longer buy them. I think Phoibos might be better re-releasing some of their older stock rather than releasing new models that don't necessarily add to the Phoibos canon, if you will. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do 5 things I like about the Phoibos Proteus, 5 things I don't like about the Phoibos Proteus. Let's flip the camera and get on with it. Okay, so I'm going to rattle through the basic dimensions and specifications, and then because I'm a nice, happy and positive person, generally speaking, I'm going to give you the 5 things I like, followed by the 5 things that I don't like. If I was being really picky today, I would probably complain about this Phoibos box. It's the old school Phoibos box. Nothing particularly wrong with it, but they upgraded to a new travel pouchy. I'll pop in some footage of one of those. A few months ago, to be honest now, I'm not sure why this one gets the old box, especially as this meteorite dial version is going to sting you close to 400 USD. Anyway, 2-year international warranty and there's a 30-day money back guarantee, 30-day return to sender if there's an issue. So it's a kind of chunky, angular looking watch today, the Proteus. Think Seiko Samurai, think Zelos Swordfish. Now I have long maintained that a lot of the good stuff comes out of the same 2 or 3 factories. I couldn't possibly comment, but if you want to put 2 and 2 together, then I'm not going to stop you. 42mm in diameter, 14.3mm thick, 49 lug to lug. Protruding mid-link of the end link today, so it wears a bit bigger than that. That's 52mm end to end there. 22mm lug width. There's a slight taper on that first link, then it's 20 all the way down to the clasp, back up to 22 at the clasp, and sized up for me, 7-inch wrist. This one weighs in at 172 grams. So like I said, slightly bigger, slightly chunkier. Usual 316L stainless steel construction, very nicely constructed case, stainless steel crown, bezel, full stainless steel bracelet with solid links. These are screw links. We have got solid end links here and a proper milled clasp with security fold over. And there we are, nicely machined scissor clasp. 300 meters of water resistance, screw down crown, screw on case back, double domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective undercoating, and it is a nice, just a very mild piece of dome there. That is a fully loomed ceramic bezel insert, 120 click, unidirectional rotating dive time bezel with a very satisfying action. And do you want to guess the movement? Go on, take a wild stab in the dark as to what movement Phoibos have chosen for their $300 dive watch. Yes, if you guessed the Seiko NH35, you'd be right. Perhaps not particularly inspirational, but rock solid and reliable. Now in terms of price, I mentioned it in the intro, $299 for the regular dialed versions. Take 10% off that by using my code or anyone else's, that comes down to $270. The Meteorite dial version that I've got is $419, 10% off that is $380. That's not a bad price for a Meteorite dialed watch, to be honest. Phoibos really have sharpened the world's pencil when it comes to Meteorite, and $270 for the base model is also a good deal. So if I'm going to start talking about price, then I should talk about the first of my positive things, 5 things I like, and that is the value for money offered by this Phoibos Proteus. Sometimes I forget just how high I have raised my own personal bar when it comes to the value available from these $300 dive watches. If you buy a Seiko at this price, you're getting a Turtle or a Samurai. It will not come with double-domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective undercoating. It will come with Hardlex, which you'll probably scratch. It will not come with a fully loomed ceramic bezel insert. It will come with an aluminium insert, which you'll probably scratch. It will not come with a solid end-length bracelet with a milled clasp. So make no mistake, there is still plenty of value to be had with this Proteus. And make no mistake, the quality on offer here is excellent as well. Very, very nicely machined, this case here. Fine brushing on the mid case. There's a tiny little high polished chamfered edge there on the lugs. Very nice indeed. Great looking bezel. I mean, no problems here with the machining. If the good stuff all does come out of the same factory, I have got no problems with that whatsoever, because it is a pretty good factory. Nicely solidly made, no rattling, no gaps anywhere. It's a well-made watch. The third thing I like is the loom. It is pretty outstanding. Again, very Zelos-like, if you know what I'm saying. They tend to go for this two-tone Superluminova, a mixture of C3 and BGW9. This is the best loom that I've seen on any Phoibos so far. It really is up there with anything that I've reviewed for 300 US or less. The fourth thing I like is that Twizzler crown with the octopus on the end of it. I saw this one in renders and the kind of sneak peek shots before it was sent to me, and I wasn't so sure about the crown. I thought perhaps it would be an affectation, but I actually really like it. I know Phoibos have gone a bit mad in recent years, slapping the octopus, you know, front of the case, back of the case, on the clasp, everywhere else as well. I don't mind that at all. I think better having a strong brand identity than one of these anodyne micros that comes out with a block capital brand name that Phoibos used to have on their early models. I like the crown. It's easy to grip, it's easy to use, and it's really nicely done. And the fifth and final thing that I like about this Phoibos Proteus is the case back. Look at that. That is gorgeous, really nicely machined, nicely done. I love the big, high polished octopus, the King Octopus there, sitting proudly in the centre. No spec sheet, they haven't overcooked it, just Phoibos and 300 metres. That is a winner. Moving on though to the 5 things that I don't like, and the more observant of you will have noticed that I haven't changed positions. I'm still talking about the case back. How do you get that case back off? A 2-pronger isn't going to cut it. I would be reluctant to try that with a 3-pronger as well. I have no idea. It's not like a Rolex or a Tudor one. I mean, I don't take the case back off every watch that I come across, but if you are a tinkerer, if you do want to regulate one of these yourself, then you're going to be in trouble. Or if you take it into a watchmaker, I'm not sure how far they're going to get with this one either. Please leave me a comment. Have you seen a case back like this before? Very attractive, but not all that practical, perhaps. Now, the next 3 things that I'm not so keen on about this Proteus are all on the dial, they're all stylistic, and they are all rather subjective. So please feel free to disagree with me, I don't mind. The first is that porthole date window at the 3 o'clock. Ooh, I'm just not sure that it fits in with all of the angles, the kind of sharp indexes and everything else on this watch, the angular bracelet, the angular lugs, the angular case. And also it means that if you're looking at anything with double digits, you do get the impression that the porthole is perhaps a little bit too small. Not the worst date frame that I've seen on a watch, but probably not the best. Likewise, the script above the 6 o'clock, automatic 300 meters, that's borderline Comic Sans if you ask me. And again, I'm just not sure that that kind of scripted italic font really goes with this muscular, angular butch watch. And then there's the handset. I referenced the Seiko Samurai earlier on, and I think they've got some inspiration from the Samurai, the Sumo, and other Seiko models for that hour and minute hand, but they've clearly got inspiration for the second hand from the Rolex Milgauss, the kind of signature lightning bolt. It is such a signature of the Rolex Milgauss. I know this is a favourite hand of the modding community, and there are dozens and dozens and dozens of Seikos that I've seen with that mod. Again, I'm just not sure that it goes with this watch, considering it is so clearly identifiable with another watch. And my 5th and final complaint about the Proteus is that it has a few sharp edges that really shouldn't be sharp. For example here, where the mid link of the end link fits in, the bracelet fits into the case, that's a little bit sharp. You can see little bits of my skin being left on the bracelet there, which is not always a good thing. And this bracelet clasp, the top end of the clasp is a little bit sharper, not quite as refined. They could have done with brushing that one up. You can see it's already beginning to scrape that first link. No surprises there, but that's a bit too sharp. And the bracelet itself, all those links, they are angular, they do point down, again, a bit sharper than I would have been comfortable with, literally and figuratively. So it's a bit of a mixed report card then for the Phoibos Proteus. Shall we say B-? Could and probably should try a bit harder. It's a striking watch. That ceramic bezel insert is great. If you catch this one at the right angle in combination with a double dome sapphire, it can look quite spectacular, and it's well made and well priced, like I said. But there are just a few too many disparate stylistic cues here. The Twizzler crown, the porthole, the Milgauss style second hand, those big sharp indices and the italic script. It doesn't quite hang it all together. It looks a bit scattergun, if I'm being honest. Maybe they could have done with a couple more revisions of this one, a couple more prototypes to iron out some of those kinks. So there you have it, the Phoibos Proteus. Not a bad way to spend $270 US. I'm not suggesting that. I have to keep reminding myself just how high I have set the bar for $300 divers. It is such a competitive sector. It seems there's new models released at that price point every week, and if you're gonna succeed, then you really have to do something exceptional, and I'm just not quite sure that this Proteus does anything exceptional. Well constructed, fantastic loom, but there's a few rough edges and a few stylistic choices that leave me scratching my head. I think Phoibos have got another couple of watches for release later on this year. Perhaps you'd be better saving your pennies for one of those. Thanks for watching. I will see you then, if not before.